everybody else is excited. Ooh, more thumbs! Yay! Happy thumbs! This is such a progress compared to last time. So much progress. So much joy. Okay, so, ooh, all the thumbs! All the thumbs! I get all the thumbs! I'm sorry. This is so much better than the last time when I forgot to post the live feed. You guys have no idea. I am so excited that this is actually working this time around. Yay, everybody. I'm so happy. Thanks for being here. Okay, so we have a couple minutes before we get started. And mostly at this point, I want to double check sound. So I'm here and I'm talking. Can you guys hear me? How well do I sound? Am I too loud, too quiet? This is a good time to tell me so I can try to like keep the same volume throughout.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, so I sound good to you. And I have a friend online here with me tonight. His name is Tommy Carpenter, and he played Aleks.
Hello.
Hi, and he played Aleks Mickelsen in the live-action book trailer, which I'm actually going to preview just as we're trying to make sure everybody's here and joining us tonight. So I think I will start with that. Please let us know how volume is as we're talking, and this is just to make sure that everybody has a chance to get here before we get totally underway. So let's kick this party off. Woo-hoo! All right.
I thought we were done with dragons. I thought the adventures were over. It never occurred to me that dragons and sisters would be so inconsiderate with their timing. So here we are again, chasing down dragons and saving the world. This is Princess Zaria. She's a bookworm and a sorceress. It was her magic that obliterated the original dragon 2 years ago. This is my friend Philippe. He has a serious crush on our friend Zaria. If only he would tell her. Next is Henrik, the Stag Lord of the Elefolken. He's our newest addition to the group. Philippe sees him as something of a rival, but I'm unconvinced. Only time will tell. That's Gaer, my best friend. We're thick as thieves. Minus actual burglary. Over there is Christopher. He's the heart of the group, always injecting humor into everything. Nothing drags him down, not even captured by trolls. Then there's Nori, my awful, annoying sister. She started this mess, in more ways than one, but I suppose complaining is useless. And me. Hi, I'm Aleks Mickelsen, and I don't approve of this adventure. Sure, we took care of Cole, but why is Fritjof our problem? I just want to be normal. Is that really too much to ask? Yes, apparently it is. So here we are, off to fight another dragon. This time in the heart of Niflheim. No pressure. It's not like all the Fae down there want to kill me. Oh wait, they do. Great. Well, as long as the Witch of the Woods' prediction remains unfounded, there's still a chance of normal for me at the end of all this. It's not like I want to be king of the fairies. So I like my odds. But like I said, dragons and sisters have incredibly inconsiderate timing.
So that was the beautiful book trailer that was put together by Michele Carpenter, who's my narrator. She'll be on a little bit later tonight. And as the credits are rolling, I just want to say a quick shout out to all these fabulous kids. Tommy Carpenter, you're about to meet, and there was Ariana Lusk, who was my Zaria, Keira Gillett, who was my Nori, Noah Brady, who was Philippe, Chad Fan, who was Christopher, Jakari Mixon, who was Gaer, Barrett Sellens, who was Henrik, and Lizzie Carpenter, who was Mr. Brown. And there was a little hand from Nate Carpenter, who was helping to pass along Irie to Lizzie in her Mr. Brown costume. And so, like, this could not have been done if it wasn't for these fabulous kids willing to, like, go around and, like, dress up and, like, do all this acting for me. So I'm so grateful. And So let's get this party started. I would like to introduce you guys now to Tommy Carpenter. Tommy, say hello. Everybody should be able to see you very shortly if they can't see you already.
Yes.
And all right, so just one more final check on the volume from everybody. If you can hear us and we sound good, give us a thumbs up. If you can't hear us, please let us know, and also double check your volume button to make sure it's up all the way. So I was like so impressed by this video trailer that you guys did, and I wish I could have been there because that would have been so much fun. So like my real question is like, how much fun was it? Like, what was your favorite part in doing all of the filming?
Probably the scene where we were running through the woods. That was a lot of fun.
That looked
just
awesome.
Yeah.
I loved all the slow-mo that was going on with that. I saw some of the extra clips that didn't make it into the trailer, and you guys rocked it. Because slow-mo, you can look a little funny if you don't like really like go for it.
We had to take that and do a couple takes with that. There were a couple times we messed up, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I particularly like when you jump over the log and you're just like,
yeah.
I'm like, action shot, yes. And so like, what was probably like the most difficult part about the filming? Would it be like the many takes? Did you guys have to do a lot of takes?
We did have to do a lot of takes, but for me, probably the most difficult part was wearing contacts the whole time. Just because I've never worn contacts before that, so I had to like learn how to wear contacts and act at the same time.
So yeah, I was reading some of our comments over here. It looks like your camera got a little blurry again. I don't know if you want to see if you can try to fix that one more time.
Oh, yeah.
But so yeah, with Alex having brown eyes and you having a beautiful pair of blue eyes, I can see why wearing contacts would be difficult. But you looked so much like my character. It was freaky. Like, I remember having this conversation with your mom, and she's like, "Wow, he really fits the bill." Like she was already thinking that you would be great for the character, and then she's like, "Wow," when she finally saw it all together. Like, and we were just. She and I fangirl about like how all of you guys looked. We were just like, oh, everybody looked so amazing. I loved all the costumes and the scenery. Like, it was gorgeous. And we had to film one person off the scenes, which was Jakari, who's down here in Florida with me. And this was very difficult because we have palm trees everywhere, and palm trees, for one, are not in Norway, and two, we're not anywhere near Tennessee. So that was really difficult. He ended up having to like run back and forth like in like a 2 square like meter space, and even then there was still palm trees. So in terms of the book trailer, you also did the voiceover for it, and had you ever done any of that stuff before this project?
I'd done a little bit, just here and there. There were a couple of things I tried to do. I'd done a little bit. I did some of the lines for VBS. There was like we had to pre-record it and then send it in, and they used it in a VBS for the skits that they did.
Sorry, I had like balloons falling in the background. I just gotta make sure my dog doesn't go after them, because that would be if he popped one. So yeah, okay, cool. And I really thought you got Alex's voice pretty like spot on. I mean, it probably helps that like your mom was there to maybe like coach you on anything like of what she does, like her voice. So like, do you think you could like slip into character like real quick? Do you think you got that in you, or do you need like some time to get into like character mode?
I don't know. I would probably need a little bit of time, and I haven't heard that voice in a while. I actually couldn't hear it when you were playing it though. I did see it though.
Yeah.
The trailer.
All right. Oh, yep, I know. No, the balloon, it fell. I'm kind of upset with the tape that's in the background. I like had to tape up decorations like 3 times because they kept falling. All right, so we are like super live now, and I can tell there's lots of people here, and we're so excited to have you here. I wanted to introduce myself in case anybody didn't know who I was. I was hope that you did, but if you didn't, that's totally understandable because you gotta start somewhere. My name is Keira Gillett. I'm the author of the Zaria Fierce Series, and we are here tonight to celebrate the release of book 5. Yeah! 5! I know this makes 10, but 5. Yay! Give me thumbs up for 5s. And so Aleks Mickelsen and the Call of the White Raven is a really wonderful book, and I don't just say that because I wrote it. I do. I know you're laughing over there at me, but it's true. I really, really enjoyed this book. It combines several things that I love in fiction, and I was so excited when I finished it. It hit every good note for me. All the things I was looking for, like in my head, they made it to the paper, and that's such a good feeling as an author. And so I'm really excited that I'll get a chance to share with you an excerpt tonight from a selection that I'm choosing, and then a little bit later, Michele Carpenter is going to come in, and she's going to do a different excerpt from a different part of the book, which is something we've never done before. We've kind of always read an entire chapter, and so I'm really excited to do something different tonight with you guys. And so let's get started. One of the things I was really hoping to have tonight was the... Whew, I'm like so excited. I'm like starting to like make it difficult for myself to breathe because I'm not actually breathing. I'm just talking. And one of the things I was looking forward to was showing everybody and doing like a live reveal of the book because it's on order. I have it coming, and this was going to be my very first author copy of it in my hands, and it got delayed today at the post office. So it will come tomorrow, which, you know, I guess works because it is release day. So, but I wish I had had it a day early so I could show it to you guys tonight. In the meantime, I have the ebook in front of me, and this is how I'm going to read it to you guys from. The chapters that I'm reading from are Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, and they are titled, let me tell you, they are titled Naming the Raven and Camping in Niflheim. Now, I am reading from 2 of the different chapters because the scene that I really like is from both of these chapters. It spans across them because, you know, I love me some cliffhangers. So I will not tell you where the chapter break is. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Thank you guys for saying that I got this. I just saw your message. I appreciate that. All right. So. All right. Stop, thief! Aleks shouted, lunging for Irie as she cackled and darted back into the sky, carrying her prize. He raced after her on foot. Give that back! Irie! She screeched, rolling through the air with the stargazer clutched in her grip. What's happening? Zaria asked, turning toward Aleks as he chased after the bird. We have to go after her, Aleks said, running past her. Everyone, to the skies! Zaria ran to Norwick and scrambled up onto his saddle. Henrik swung up behind her, and the winter wyvern stamped the ground, impatient for the chase. Aleks ran back past them and scrambled onto his winter wyvern. Philippe and Gaer moved to their rides and mounted. Nori climbed onto her chestnut saddle. She looked at everyone scrambling and sniffed, What's got everyone moving? Tell me what it is, so I can use it later when everyone is acting like sloths. Irie took something, Aleks said impatiently. Who's that? Nori asked, looking around. Irie is what Aleks named his white raven, Christopher said from the saddle. The sneak thief stole it right out of Philippe's hand, Aleks said. She's flying off with it to who knows where. We have to get it back. Nori snorted, tossing her auburn curls over her shoulder. Only you could lose your bonded raven in a day. You must have a truly terrible personality. And that coming from her, said Christopher, chortling. Oh man, you've just been told. What did she take, anyway? Asked Nori, as they launched into the skies one by one. Or is it a secret? Aleks looked at her. Secret. She flashed her canines at him. Good. Finders keepers, then. Pushing her chestnut winter wyvern to the max, Nori pulled ahead of the rest of them. Aleks glared at her back and urged his beast faster. There was no way Aleks was going to let his sister steal the stargazer from him. The two chased each other as much as they chased Irie across the sky. Neck and neck, they barreled down on the white raven and her treasure. Every time they got close to her tail feathers, Irie dodged them and swerved away. Infinitely more agile than the winter wyverns they rode, she kept ahead of them all throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Aleks and Nori had to stop pushing their wyverns or risk injuring them. They kept a steady pace behind the raven as she swooped and glided through the air and between the clouds. "Enough of this," Nori said as the sun began to set. She wiped her brow, slick with sweat, and gathered the red-brown fur of her wyvern. "I'm going to catch that wretched little bird." Before Aleks could say a word, Nori let out a war cry and jumped from the back of her winter wyvern with a daring acrobatic leap. Tackling Irie mid-flight, Nori wrested the stargazer from the raven as they tumbled together, locked in a flurry of white feathers and red hair, plummeting straight down to earth. Nori shrieked in triumph, and Irie screeched in panic. "Hang on!" Aleks shouted, pointing his beast downward. He dove after the two, keeping his profile low to avoid wind resistance. Every second counted to save them both. Some quick maneuvering, and he swooped under their falling forms. Nori disentangled from Irie, landing on the back of Alex's winter wyvern. It didn't like the impact, and bulked, swerving upward. Nori would have slipped off, but Aleks reached out a hand to catch her. Looking across their linked hands, the two laughed in relief, with Nori raising her hard-fought prize in the air. "You're crazy," he told her. "Absolutely crazy. What if I hadn't caught you? Do you have a death wish?" Nori's impish grin hinted at fangs. "Come on, baby brother. I knew you'd come to my aid." With a grunt, she slipped behind him and wrapped an arm around his waist. Aleks shook his head in disapproval. Her daredevil antics could have gotten her killed, and, as much as he didn't like her, he didn't wish for her to die. Did she really trust him not to let her fall to her death? How strange! He thought the Fae didn't trust anybody. She tossed her long curls over her shoulder and offered up the stargazer. "Here," she said airily, "take it." He did. "Thanks," he said slowly, puzzled. "Why are you giving it back? I thought it was finders keepers." "It's enough to know I won," she said. He quirked an eyebrow at her. In disbelief. That didn't sound like his sister. "Fine," she said with a sniff. "I have no need of a stargazer. When would I use it? Everyone in Niflheim that I'd be tempted to freeze in place is magical. It's a useless trinket." "I knew you weren't giving it back out of the goodness of your heart," Aleks said, sharing a reluctant smile with her. It was strange to have a nice moment with Nori. When she wasn't being totally obnoxious, she could actually be quite likable. The moment was short-lived. Irie swooped in and snatched the stargazer again. Dodging his and Nori's grasping hands, she took off in a fast dive, her victory call ringing in their ears. Nori knocked him in the head. "You idiot!" she barked in his ear. "How could you let her take it again? After her! After her!" Aleks wheeled the winter wyvern around and threw it into a dive. As they hurtled earthward, his hair blew back and his cheeks flapped in the wind's onslaught. Nori's grip tightened at his waist. They neared the ground at breakneck speed. Irie flew closer and closer. Aleks did not have the confidence to try to match the raven's aerobatic feats. He was forced to pull up so they wouldn't crash. Irie zipped along the grasses and darted up to a low stone wall. "Incredible," Nori breathed in his ear. "That bird did all this so she could lead us here? You're wasted on my baby brother. Absolutely wasted." Aleks blinked in confusion at the white raven, until what he was seeing clicked in place. She had guided them straight to the lost well. Irie perched on the low stone wall, preening her feathers. The stargazer clutched in one talon. The wooden roof cast her in elongated shadows under the setting sun. Aleks landed the winter wyvern and just stared in shock. He hadn't a clue they'd been coming this way. How did you know where to find this place? He asked the bird. For a response, she made a pleased knocking sound and dropped the stargazer down the well. No! Aleks shouted, rushing to the well. He winced as the stargazer hit with a splash. He glared at Irie. What did you do that for? We needed that. She fluffed her feathers and trilled, Irie! He lunged at her, but she flew away. From her new perch on top of the well's roof, she eyed him with contempt. In that moment, Aleks really thought she should be Nori's bird. They had nearly identical glares and were equally annoying. You found the lost well, Henrik said, announcing his and Zaria's arrival. They were the first to appear. Nice flying skills, Zaria said, sliding off the back of Norwick. That jump you did, Nori, was spectacular. Nori flashed a genuine smile. Thank you, Princess. It was a thrilling feat, if I do say so, which I do. Zaria's eyes widened, and she shared a look with Henrik. He smiled in bemusement and shrugged. Nori's niceness was too good to comment upon, at least for now. Aleks threw a disgusted hand at the bird. That stupid pigeon dropped the stargazer down the well. Irie screeched angrily, taking offense. The raven isn't stupid, said Nori, practically purring. Hunger filled her gaze as she looked upon the well. Irie chirped, bobbing her head in approval. Aleks shot her a murderous glare, which did nothing to silence the white raven. Nori continued, She found the lost well. Do you know what I'll be able to do with this? The pathetic truce will be overturned. I will be able to unite the four courts. I will be queen over all of Niflheim. Do you really think you'll be the one to claim it? Asked Henrik, turning his intense blue gaze on the fairy. It still has the old protection spell on it. It's been found, Nori said, dismissing his words. The spell is broken. With the well, I won't need the dwarves or elves, elf-folken or giants. I won't need trolls. I will be able to fight off Fritjof and reverse the damage he has caused. Niflheim will be entirely self-sufficient. We will be whole once more. What about my stargazer? Said Aleks. I care. Oops, sorry, I lost my place. That's because I clicked it, sorry. What about my stargazer? Aleks asked, peering over the edge into the water below. We need that. Without it, how are we going to turn it off and return to normal time streams? What do I care of humans? Nori asked. It's better if they're all frozen. Too bad your little device doesn't freeze them all. Just how powerful is it? Not powerful enough for your purposes, Aleks sneered. Don't get any ideas. Nori sniffed, arching an imperious eyebrow. I have no designs on it. Just the well. Alright, and that finishes my excerpt. How's everybody doing? What'd you think? If we liked it, let's see some thumbs. If we didn't like it, that's okay. You can cry. I will be okay. My heart can handle it, I promise. Alright. So, hey, I love it. I'm seeing more people join all the time. Hi, Jess. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Davida. I'm so excited. I'm so happy you're all here tonight with me and that this is working this time. You have no idea. It is such a relief. Such a relief. I'm so excited. So at this point, I'd like to open the floor to you guys who are watching to ask questions of myself, of Tommy, about either the book trailer and what it was like to film it, or to me for writing books or like of the series itself. I'm like so excited. So hi, I love it. I'm so glad I can see everybody and see all the comments. This is great. I'm so happy.
So I had a question.
Oh, okay.
If I'm spoiling, just stop me. But I heard that at some point in the book, I get a love interest.
Yes, you do. I won't say who, but it's definitely one of my new favorite characters.
Okay.
Because, well, when does she come in? How spoilery is it? I think she comes in early. This will let me tell. I will double check the order of the chapters. Are you excited to do another book trailer, maybe with a love interest this time? Is this what I'm getting, or what I'm hearing? Yes, she appears in chapter 4, without giving away her name, and she is the illustration as well. So, yay! Ooh, yes. Ooh, love interest. I'm reading some of the comments. And yeah, so do you have somebody in mind that you would have play your love interest if we went into another book trailer? No? You're good?
No.
Well, I can tell you some details about her. She's got white hair. It's short. She's got dark eyebrows and a wicked sense of humor, and she certainly doesn't mind sticking up for herself. And as much as let's see, Nori gets on people's nerves, she will be like the person you get behind and like, yes, go, and then insert her name. I'm trying to keep mum on it though, so that way it's still a surprise for people who are going to be reading it shortly, because tonight's the birthday. I got a new question that came in. This one is from my mom. Hi, Mom. She says, tell her about what went into making the book trailer. I'm passing this one on to you because you guys did a lot of it. I'll pass it and I'll add in my part in a little bit, but...
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The question was to talk about the making of the book trailer.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot went into it. We had to get a lot of costumes together, and one of the biggest costumes was probably the big white one with the antlers on it. That one was really cool.
I totally want to go up there and steal it and put it in my closet and go around and just wear it like all the time. You have no idea, like that like made my day. Like I had no idea that was going to be debuting in the book trailer whatsoever. We're talking about the Stag Lord's cape.
Mm-hmm.
So when so this is like Hector in the first 3 books. Like he is the Stag Lord and he's going around and he's wearing this beautiful white cape, and it's made of this soft fur / animal hide, and on top has these great big golden antlers. Like they're just huge, like, and that's because he is an Elefogan, and as the Stag Lord, he is the prince of the people, and that's his symbol. Is basically like his crown and everything else. So it's really cool, and it looked gorgeous. Like I don't know who made it. I assume your mom, but it was beautiful. And like I said, I want to go steal it from your guys' closet and put it in mine. And hi, Amy. Nice to have you come join us. So I'm so happy you're here tonight. I'm so happy everybody's here tonight. If I didn't call out your name, it's because I was super excited and a little bit like jumping around, and I was missing it as you guys were coming in the door. So yeah, do we have more questions from everybody? Because this is open for a little bit. If you guys have questions, I'd love to like make sure we get them answered. All right. So we were talking about costumes in particular, and just recently of the Stag Lords. One of the things that I enjoyed was that I got to be a part of the book trailer making, because Michele would email me all of the pieces of clothing that you kids were like going through your closets for and trying to figure out like what would fit the theme.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And what was super fun is that Jakari's mom, Davida, I was showing her the different things as I was like leading up into asking if like her son could be my Gaer. And she was like, yeah, he totally can. And she found a matching like outfit from like his own closet with very little notice, and it was just perfect. I was just like, I loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Davida, for like working with me and like asking your son if he would be part of my book trailer, because that was really cool. And lots of fun. Oh, we have Chikari watching. Yay! Hi, Chikari! If there's other people watching with people here tonight, you can say their names, put them in the comments, and I'll shout out to everybody. I'll be like, hey! I have another. Oh, I love you too. Mom, you asked again about the trailer. I don't know if maybe you double typed, or do you have a different question about the trailer in specifics? But this is, yay! Hi, Casey. Happy to have you here. Welcome. And so yeah, like, I loved writing this book. This book was like my ode to all of the books that I loved to read growing up. You know, Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and all the Animorph books. Oh my gosh, all the Animorph books. I think I read every single one until I graduated from not elementary school. Wrong school. I think until I graduated from high school. Yeah, wow. Totally different schools there. And, oh, yay. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Thumpkin. Happy to have you join us, too. I love it. I don't know where my fur baby is, but my fur baby is around somewhere. He was watching me as I made my popcorn snack earlier. I was going to keep some popcorn in here so that way I could bribe him to come in and be in the video tonight with us. But I think my husband took the popcorn, so I think my fur baby is over with my husband right now, waiting for that popcorn to drop. And so I love Animorphs. Yes, it was such a good series, wasn't it? And I really hope that, like, Zaria Fierce hits that same feeling with readers, both young and old, nostalgic or first time coming, you know, like, I loved it because this book has quests, it has challenges, it has trials, it has, you know, it has some really strong character development. Like, I really dived into Alex's psyche on this one, just like how in book 2 I really dived into Zaria's, as they're dealing with different things coming at them, and trying to navigate both life itself and also this dangerous quest that they're on, which is to stop a dragon. Like, how do you just go about doing that? Like, certainly there's going to be some inner monologuing on some of that. Yeah, so one of the things, and you guys can keep asking questions. I'll keep looking over to see if more questions have been typed in. But I think since we are slowing down on the questions, at least it seems right now, I want to move us along into the next phase of tonight's book party. We have several different games lined up. 3 of them are word related. It's a crossword, a word search, and a word scramble. They are already posted. If you go back into the live video event page, it'll have them listed there. The crossword is actually something you can do live. If you click the link, you can go play it on your tablet or on your computer, and you can fill it in, which is really nice because then you don't have to print. And then you can take like a screenshot and submit it to me. These 3 different games, if you complete them and you send them to me by email at hello@keiragillett.com, and that's spelled KeiraGillett.com, you will get an entry for each one you complete and submit to me by 5 o'clock tomorrow, and I will be drawing tomorrow a winner or several winners depending on how many entries I get, and those people will get a signed copy of book 5 from me, and I will mail it to you. I don't care where you live in the world, I will send it to you, so please have fun with it. It's going to be a really great experience. And look, it's the costume! Hi! We have to show this costume. This is great. Show it off. Give it a whole twirl.
Here, turn around. Turn around again. There you go.
Isn't that fantastic? That is such a great cape. I love it. Like, how heavy are the antlers, by the way? It's really hard to tell. You guys, like, made it look like it was, like, totally weightless. but like, and does it stay on the head really well, or does it like fall off?
Can't hear her.
I know you lost your headphones. Ask if the antlers are heavy and if they're easy to balance on the head or not.
She wants to know if the antlers are heavy or easy to balance.
Easy to balance.
He said they're easy to balance.
Well, that's good. Because that was, one of the things as an author when you start writing stuff, you're like, how would this really work? And is it really possible? And I'm like, you know what? It's magic. If it's not really possible, it's book magic, it's movie magic, it's theater magic. We make it happen, And so, yeah, I just love it. Oh my gosh, it's so great. I told you.
Well, in just a second, I'm going to try and see if maybe this will clear up some of it. I'm going to wipe the lens on here, some of the blurriness. Okay.
Yeah, that came out better. Everybody, that looks better, right?
Good.
Less blurry?
I know. Yeah, I think that should look better.
And yay, people have been printing out the different things. That's awesome. I'm so glad. Yes, crossword, scrambles, bingo. Yes, bingo. All right. So the thing that I wanted to play live with everybody is book bingo tonight with different characters and words and themes that are really, really important to book 5. And so if you go into the event page and you look at it, it should be fairly close to the top of the list. There is a link for book bingo. You can actually play from your phone. You don't have to have it printed out, but if you do have it printed out, that's great too. If you click on it, it will open up into a new tab, hopefully. If not, make sure you open it in a new tab. And then if you want, you should hit new card. It will refresh to make sure that your card is unique and doesn't match anybody else's card. And because you're playing from your iPad or your Android device or whatever it is you're playing from, computer, laptop, anything, you can click on each of the different boxes.
But I'll give Tommy the cloak.
Nice. Awesome. So
I want to participate in book bingo.
all right, yay, we got book bingo participation. I love it. Okay, so when you're playing from your computer device, you can actually click on each of the words in the little squares and it will mark it with a big X. So that will allow you to play along without having to have a printer or any other thing around you. So I have in front of me my box. Yay, box. Everything in here is awesome. And I'm going to shake it up. Shake it. Give everybody a really good chance to go get your cards. I want to make sure everybody has their cards. If you do, give me some thumbs up because I want to make sure everybody who wants to play gets a chance to play and a chance to win the prize because this is going to be live. This is for a copy signed by me of Aleks Mickelsen and The Call of the White Raven. Plus, I have these little cute handmade necklaces that I have put together, which I call my Seriously Fierce necklaces. I'm going to try to get this up here. So this is one of them. This is the purple one, but I have lots of colors, and I will talk with the winner to make sure that they get the color that they like. And they're lots of fun, and they're super cute. And so, yeah. All right. So I've shaked the box. I'm seeing hearts and thumbs and likes, so I'm going to assume everybody has their card ready. If anybody needs me to wait, please holler, tag me a message, say wait, and I will wait for you. And I'm not seeing anybody say wait, but I will give everybody a chance to tell me so before I just go ahead and start. Are you playing book bingo too, Tommy? Are you over there with your bingo card?
I'm not. I don't have any bingo cards with me, otherwise I would play.
Guess what? The little Oscar pie, he did come into the room. This is great. This will allow everybody to make sure that they have their bingo cards. Come here. Are you not going to come for me? Come over here. This is his worst trick, by the way. He absolutely will not come unless I have a treat. Come here. I know, you said I'm no dummy. I know I have to just sit around and wait a minute and you'll go get me treats. But I can't go get you treats. We're entertaining people here tonight. You have to come be entertaining. No? Okay, so he's not coming forward. I'm just going to let him sit there and be super cute. I'm actually doing this tonight from 2 different camera angles, and so Tommy is able to see my dog, and I know you guys can't because you got the head forward, face on shot, but that's okay. Okay, so, alright, I have one person asking for a minute on the book bingo, and another person asking where it is, so I'll repeat. If you want to play book bingo tonight, the cards are in a separate post on the event for tonight that we're playing, and we're all here for, so that if you just go back and you look for the midnight release party for Aleks Mickelsen Book 5, it should be either, I've posted a couple times, like the snack thing and the live video, so it's probably 3 down from the top, and it's going to give you a link to click, and it will take you to go get a book bingo card, and you won't have to print. You can play online just as you are from the comfort of your own home. You don't even need a printer or pen or paper or anything. It's great. The last time we did this, we did have to do all of those things because I created a worksheet for everybody versus looking for something online. So that's the important thing to learn here, people, is if you can, try to find somebody else who has made an awesome little app and use it. So I'm very grateful for these people who had this free app and allowed me to use it tonight to host book bingo with you all. Alright, I've given everybody a couple more chances and some time. Do we have all of the people who are ready to play book bingo with their bingo cards? Yes, alright, we have a found it. Woohoo! Yay! And if you want to make sure, once again, that you have a unique card, hit the refresh or new card. It's like a little circular button up near the top, and it allows you to make sure you have a truly unique card that's just yours. Okay, and one more time.
Making another appearance.
Oh, okay. Alright, I am playing now.
Alright, everybody's playing. Woohoo! Okay. Alright, I've got the first name, the first item. A skill. Alright, this is the first one. This is how it's spelled. He is one of Alex's cousins, which we get a chance to really meet and get introduced to inside book 5. Alright, alright. I love it. We got some laughs and some... Yes, I do not need golden shoes to dance across these bingo cards. That is true. I can do all the dancing from my chair. Alright, so the next one is the word spring. Spring is one of the 4 courts for the fairy courts down in Niflheim. Alright, one of my favorite characters, but they're all my favorite characters really, is Christopher. Spoiler alert, or maybe kind of like a hint, you guys get to hear it first here. Christopher's going to be the next one to get his own book trilogy. And he's got some fun things to say. Ooh, Grimkel. I love Grimkel. He is a deliciously wicked, nasty old man, and he is Alex's birth father. I saw that look. How are we doing? Everybody should be having every name that I list should be on your book bingo card. It's just a matter of, do you have the correct order to call bingo? So I'm just double checking real quick because I've called at least, no, I've only called 4, haven't I? Okay, so this will be 5. This is the first chance possibly that someone could have book bingo. It's Yatorum. So Yatorum is actually one of the major new people introduced into book 5, and he's on the cover of the book. So if you are looking at the screen and you're looking at the sign where it says "A Fierce Adventure Beckons," on the far right, he is the one standing behind the woman who's like this. And they are the aunt and uncle of Aleks, and they are wanting to be the evil fairy overlords. And I just did a blog tour post about why being an author is better than being an evil fairy overlord. So if you want to find out more about that, double check the Zaria Fierce Facebook page. I'm just double checking. Okay, next one is Gaer. Jakari, you've just been called out. I I hope this one helps you. All right, I'm hearing that some people were very happy with the placement of Yatorum, and that's good. Has anybody gotten their middle one hit yet? Have you got the middle, row 3, number 3? Because if you did, you're in real good shape, because that's going to hit every single one possible, basically. All right, ooh, another fairy court. We are now on winter. Yay! Hello, Allie. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Hi. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Javita, that you don't have your middle one yet. Is that for everybody that's over there with you playing, or is it just you right now who doesn't have it? Okay. And while I'm waiting for her response, we'll move on to the next one. This is Isaac. Isaac has a really cool superpower. I don't want to give it away, but I can tell you that it is a power that his parents use to their benefit when they can and when he lets them. All right, and to go with the theme for tonight, our neighborly, wonderful Henrik. Yay! I'm trying to be good because I was asked to be a little less spoilery on some things for the people who haven't quite caught up to book 5 yet, and so I'm trying to be good. But Henrik is another one of my favorite characters. And all right, I have another relative of Aleks about to come up. Aleks has to deal a lot with his family in book 5. Poor Aleks. All right. And that's Lucas, his brother. Alright, so I have like a whole pile of like cards, and I just want to make sure that nobody has bingo yet. Because I know we'll have blackout bingo if I go through all of these. And I'm not looking for blackout bingo, I'm just looking for 5 in a row. Doesn't matter which 5, anywhere, up, down, X, straight. Well, I mean, not an X, but like either this way or this way. I feel like I'm doing the robot or like the square dance or something. Ooh, we have one away, another one who's one away. Ooh, we're getting close, guys. We're getting super close. Anybody else who's got like 1 or 2 spots left? If you do, make sure you put like a thumb up and let me know, so that way I'll go a little bit slower to give everybody a chance. Ooh, Michelle's close, Gus is close, Davita's close. This is great. All right. The next one is Vingar. So Vingar is a water wyvern. He is super cool and super fabulous. He is in book 2. He is also in this book. And he is based a little bit off my doggy, who's been a little bit of a... Oh, he's back. Actually, can I get him? Do you think I can get him? The question is, can I before he runs away? Hi, boo-boo. I caught him. I caught me and Oscar. Yay, Oscar pie. Everybody, give me hearts for Oscars, because they're super cute. They're so cute. All the furry, all the furry. Alright, do you want to sit? You want to keep Mama company? He might want to keep me company. I assume if I let him go, he'll just run away. Oh, he's not running. I don't have my hands. This is awesome. You could sit, it'd be more comfortable for both of us. Oh no, he's my little foxy baby. He's my little foxy baby. I love Oscar's look. I love little foxes. Quite clear, since foxes are featured heavily in the Zaria Fierce series. And hi Denise, welcome. Alright. We are now at the next one. Ignore the crossed out word. We are looking at Changeling, which is what Aleks is. Yay! Because I've tried not to waste paper. I accidentally wrote one name twice, and I was making sure that it wasn't written down twice. I know. Oscar's like deciding if he's leaving me or if he's gonna go see my husband. Yeah, he's gone. He's gonna go see my husband. He wants out. He's like, I don't know what crazy is going on, but I don't want any part of it. Alright. here's another word that deals a lot with book 5, and Alex's trilogy in particular. It's all about fairies and the fae, and I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get it. Are we getting close? Right now we're playing book bingo, and I know we had a couple people who were like 1 or 2 away, and I'm going to, oh yay, I'm so excited. I'm so glad this one got pulled. Alright, this one is Irie. Everybody give hearts for Irie because she's gorgeous on the book cover. You can see her down below, and I will make sure that I share a really big picture of the book cover on the Zaria Fierce page so that way everybody can look and see it, because like she is beautifully drawn. I love the blush of pink across her feathers and her beak and everywhere else. It's just so perfect. Just great. Oh, poor Gus. He's got like 1 away on 5 different attempts to try to get bingo. Well, that just means you're like really, really close 5 times, right? So, alright. Everybody's favorite person to get mad at because they're so annoying, Nori. I hope it helps them like sharing the actual like writing of like the spelling for everybody, because I know some of the spellings can be a little strange because they're Norwegian spellings, and I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to find it on their book bingo cards. Alright, we got another court coming up. This is an important court. This is Alex's family's home court. It is the Autumn Court. It explains the red hair. And I have, how many do I have left? Let me tell you guys how many I got left. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have a bingo. Yay! Wonderful! Everybody give a round of applause. Yay! Congratulations to Vita. If you would, make sure that you send me a picture of your book bingo card, and I will get with you after the event tonight to make sure that you get a copy of the book signed and all that other good stuff, and we'll figure out what color of the Seriously Fierce scale necklace that you want. Once again, I'll just show it to everybody. This is the purple one, and Davita just won one of those as well. Yay, congratulations. I'm going to call probably 2 more cards just to see if we get any more bingos, because I would love to give away some more of the Seriously Fierce necklaces to anybody else who's been playing, because I know we had a lot of people who were really close to winning. And I want to make sure everybody has a chance to get a little something from tonight's event. So the next card I'm calling is Cornelia, and she is the woman behind Alex on the book cover. This is his aunt. And I'm sorry for the dead air. I was just trying to make sure that, no, I don't believe that it's frozen. I can see myself moving. I think I was just still for a minute as I was trying to read everybody's text, and I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to win a Seriously Fierce scale necklace if they would like to play just a couple more times. The next one is Saskia.
Mine seems to be frozen too.
Oh.
It's got a little circular loading bar.
It does. All right. Can people see me? Can people hear me? Can people see and hear Tommy? Very important questions. It's hard to tell on my end because things seem to be going just fine. I don't see any blips on my side. But, oh, we got another bingo. Great.
Awesome.
All right. Michelle, make sure you get with me. We'll make sure you get a Seriously Fierce necklace to go for it. I'm going to call one last name, and anybody else who gets it is they have a chance to win a necklace, just to make sure, because I saw some people leave and come back.
What was the one you just called?
I want to make sure I have them all. I just called Saskia and Cornelia.
Saskia.
And Autumn.
Okay.
I believe those were my last 3 that I called. So if anybody got those and they completed bingos, it will allow you to get a necklace for tonight, and I will get with you after tonight's event to make sure you get one. My last card I'm calling is Fox. So if you have bingos from all the cards that have been called, let me know. Send me your pictures of your bingo cards, and I will get with you to make sure you get a little prize. All right. We should move on because we're getting really close to midnight, and I want to make sure that there's time. The next part of tonight's event is going to be Michele Carpenter reading. I wanted to thank Tommy Carpenter again for being here, for being my Alex and sharing the love of my books with me and with you all. And I really can't thank you enough for taking on the role of Alex for the live book trailer and for being here tonight, because that is just so awesome. You have no idea. I'm like super touched. So.
No problem.
And we have a couple of bingos. Hi, Kyle. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Let's see. Saskia is what I saw when you rejoined. I will double check with you, Gus, to make sure that you have all of the names that I called. So that way you have a chance to double check to see if you got bingo. So keep your bingo card open, and I will get with you soon. And that way, if you got a Seriously Fierce necklace because you bingoed out, let me know. Yes. Oh, I'm getting great comments for you, Tommy. Oh, he's already off the head.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Hi, Michele. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
It's really close. Good.
I have just been telling Michele earlier tonight, because I saw her hair, how much I loved her hair. It's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
It's so long and so
Thank
pretty
you.
and shiny. I'm just like, oh, it's great. Like, I would love to grow my hair out that long, but it's Florida and it gets really hot, so I'm always like, chop it all off.
Yeah, I can imagine. Or you'd always have it in a bun because it's too hot for that.
Thank you, Justina, for liking my Zaria Fierce trilogy video. Yay! I appreciate it. And let's just double check. We had some wonderful comments. People are saying that Tommy did a great job, and he did. He did an excellent job. Tell him thank you again for me when we're done here. So everybody, this is Michele Carpenter. She is Tommy's mom, and she's also my wonderful, fabulous, super talented, and amazing narrator. Let's all give her a round of applause.
Aw, thank you.
Like, my books come alive in such a cool and amazing way when you can hear her do all of her storytelling and her narration for these books. She is very talented, and she has decided to grace us tonight with another little excerpt from the books, and I want to pass it along to her in order to do just that. Okay.
Okay. One more sip of water.
I hear ya.
I'm hoping I don't go into a coughing fit while I'm doing this. The pollen has been really, really bad this year. Whew. Okay.
My dog is over here. He's getting into trouble. I made a small
He's
noise.
so cute.
He is. I made a small noise as I was backing away from the what are you doing? He's getting into something. Hold on. Oh, and he's running. Okay. See, mamas are scary. I don't need
Little
to be an evil
fox.
fairy overlord. I just need to be a mama. All right.
Okay. So, here we go. This is an excerpt that we agreed upon because we didn't want to give too much away, right? We just wanted to... Okay.
We wanted to save some of the really juicy bits for you guys to discover as you're reading the book, which makes it really difficult because there's some of the best parts, and you're just like, I want to read them.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, But then we're like, we can't be too spoilery. We have to be good.
So, I guess I'll start. Okay. Facing the sea, Alex braced himself for the bitter cold. He hesitated, just short of the waves. Getting in the water, unseen, was as important now as it had been 2 years ago, when he and Hector had used the Stargazer to manipulate the underwater endurance challenge. This swim was going to suck just as much. Dive! Irie bossed. He shot her a withering look. Easy for you to say. You're going to fly to the island. Gingerly, he waded through the shallows. The first icy needles hit him, causing him to suck in a sharp breath. The water was damn near Arctic, His flesh erupted in goosebumps. He rubbed his arms, hoping the friction would warm him. I gotta do the voice like Irie, so instead of breathing out, I have to suck in air to do it the way I do on the audiobook, so I'm not sure if I can do this on camera, but I'll try. Dive! She insisted, pecking at his ear. He huffed, knowing she was right. Easing into the water wouldn't help. Best to be quick about it. Sucking in a huge breath, Aleks did as Irie bid and dove below the waves. His body protested the cold. Sheer determination kept him moving for the first several minutes. He stroked through the water, waiting for his body to warm. It did eventually, and the going became easier. Quick, sure strokes guided him across the sea. Every stroke brought him closer to his destination, even if it didn't seem like it. He grew tired, muscles aching for rest. He switched to his back and used the new position to regain some strength. Canvassing the sky, he spotted Irie, swooping nearby. She kept pace with him, looping as needed to keep him in her sights. Suddenly, she shrieked, frantically flapping her wings to get his attention. He stopped swimming and straightened up, eyes trained on her. "What is it?" he asked. Irie shrieked again, a wordless cry of warning. "Use your words," he said, spinning around looking for the danger. "Below!" I didn't do it right. It's kind of hard.
Well,
"Below!"
You're
she
trying
cried.
to breathe in and talk at the same time. That's not normally how we talk.
Yeah. "Below! Below!" Something dark lurked in the depths directly underneath him. He gulped, watching it rise. A long, sinuous shape. It uncurled its body, and Aleks forgot how to breathe. The inland sea was guarded by a water wyvern, a beast so big it could rival a blue whale. No wonder the Fae had delighted in the idea of a race across it all those years ago. They knew their competition would be eaten. No wonder the trial crossed the sea now. It was impossible to cross, impossible to win. A sitting duck, he would surely be the thing's lunch. Just tell me if you think I should stop. I don't want to go too far.
I think you could go a little bit further.
Okay. No sooner had he thought it than the creature spotted him. The beast raced through the water toward him, mouth opened wide. As he stared at the rows and rows of wickedly sharp teeth, Alex's breath seized in his lungs. He gulped. It was over. He was fish food. He couldn't escape. "Swim!" barked Irie, shaking him from fear. Shaking him from his fear, Aleks scrambled to get moving, but the cold made him sluggish. He flailed, kicking his feet as fast as he could. He might have swum a half-dozen meters, but it wasn't far enough. He hadn't been fast enough. The water wyvern crested the surface, leaping into the air. The returning splash nearly drowned him. Aleks came up spluttering. A great big seahorse head popped up and sprayed him in the face. Water wyverns weren't known for playfulness. They were vicious sea monsters, eating anything they could catch. Only one water wyvern would greet him in this fashion. The one he and his friends had saved. "Vingar!" Aleks cried out, relieved. He wiped his face. "Is that really you? You've grown!" The water wyvern cackled, baring rows and rows of serrated triangular teeth from an uncomfortably close distance. Spying a fish stuck in Vingar's mouth, struggling for its life, Aleks grimaced. He didn't need a reminder of how close he'd come to being mincemeat. "How on earth did you get here?" he asked, spinning around in the water as the wyvern swam in circles. More?
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. Because I did tell everybody that Vingar was back in this book, so I'm so glad we read that particular excerpt, because then everybody got to see and hear Vingar come back into the books. Yay!
Yay!
And, I was just going to read some of the comments for you, so that way you could hear some of what everybody was saying. People are saying hello to you, and they're agreeing that Tommy was great, and then they say you're so good at reading, and that they love it.
Thank
that they
you.
could listen forever, and that they love your Irie voice, And then Gus was like, yay, a monster that I know, because, Fingar's awesome, and everybody should know it. Everybody should have a favorite monster. If you're going to have a favorite monster, Fingar's a pretty good one. And we have a couple rounds of applause, and people shouting out, Finger, yay! So I am so thrilled we are actually directly on the dot for the midnight book birthday party celebration of Aleks Mickelsen and the Call of the White Raven. And before we open up the floor for a couple of questions for Michele, if you have any for her as narrator, I just wanted to say, happy book birthday, Aleks! Woo! Alright, and if my Oscar was around, I would have tried to boop him on the nose, and that would have been like me blowing out a candle. He's not coming back because I don't have the popcorn, but that's okay. So if there are any questions for Michele about the narrating process, I would love to open the floor for her, so that way she can answer some of them. The audiobook is in production right now. This is a question from the floor. They're asking when it will come out. The audiobook is in production. It's a little bit behind schedule, but that's because everything's been super busy on both our parts, and we are going to get it done for you guys very soon. We're hopeful that it's going to come out in the next month or so. We have to make sure we get through all the proofs and everything else, and that there's no errors, because nobody wants to listen to an audiobook with errors. And Michele is so good about making sure there's none in there, so it's really worth the wait, always. Any other questions? Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. My bad, guys. I'm back. I'm loading in. Hi. It's really worth the wait, always. Oh, and we can hear it echoing back to me. Hi. Okay, I'm back. We're all back. Maybe I didn't go away for you guys, but I went away for myself, which is very difficult to do, I know. But it happens. It's like, what is it in Alice in Wonderland? I try to believe 6 impossible things before breakfast. So I'm just double checking, making sure that, yes, I'm liking everybody's comments. I'm making sure that I haven't missed any questions for Michele. I do have a question for you. We were talking about Irie's voice and being able to inhale and still be able to speak, which is not how we normally talk. How did you train yourself to do that?
I think that's just something that you stumble onto when you're a kid. You know, if you guys played around with voices when you were a child and you noticed that you could not only speak while you exhaled, you could also speak while you inhaled, and it makes that creepy, weird voice. And so
like you're sucking in
I just
helium, at least with the case of Irie.
So I just tried a lot of different things, and nothing sounds right. Like if you do your highest pitch voice, it still doesn't really sound like a bird. You know, it's just like, Irie, Irie. It's cute, but it doesn't sound like a bird. But then when I tried doing the high pitch voice while sucking in air, it sounded more like an animal would probably talk, if I don't know. But the white ravens are really neat creatures, and I've seen a lot of those videos on YouTube about the different types of ravens and how they can like mimic human voices so closely. So maybe eventually Irie will stop sounding so much like a bird and start to sound more like a human as she spends more time with Aleks. Yeah.
It might happen that way. It might happen that way. All right. We are getting some comments on the floor, so I wanted to make sure that or new questions, I should say. We have from Davita. She asks, is finding the voices of new characters getting easier with each book in the Zaria Fierce series? Or is it, I'm adding in words here, more difficult?
Some of them are easier. You know, it's just like, it's different for each one. There might be some characters that seem so clear in my mind that coming up with a voice for them is simple. And others where I feel like, well, I'm just trying to think of what I haven't already done yet, you know, so I can make it a little different than the other characters because I don't want them to sound too much alike. But so far we haven't had a lot of just like extras. You know, when you have a ton of extras in the book, there are characters that don't seem to repeat, that don't come back, you never see them again. Those voices are the ones that tend to be a little monotonous. I tend to let them sound a little too much alike sometimes, but
I try to be very, very good about that, because otherwise you have to have like a fleet of voices like endlessly and not ever have them cross, and that becomes, you know, yeah, no, I can totally understand that. So maybe to go kind of along the lines of Davita's question, I'm going to add one in here. What has been the easiest voice for you to come up with for the Zaria Fierce series, and what has been the most difficult voice to date so far?
Wow, that's a tough one. There've been a lot of characters that were actually really hard. I think Zaria was pretty easy for me. Her voice felt pretty natural, and she's like a smart, intelligent, but very sweet girl, and you want her to sound young, and so that one was fairly easy. I think the voice of Alex was one of the trickier ones because there are, four guys that all hang out together, right?
Five at this
Philippe,
point.
5. Oh yeah, when you've got okay, and so they're all teenage boys, but they all need to sound different. And I felt like Philippe and Alex were sounding too much alike in a lot of the books, and Alex needed to sound different. So trying to get his voice just to be distinct enough from Philippe's, and that was the tricky part for me, getting those guys separated.
I can definitely say that one of the reasons that I was so happy with your audition for the books when we first started way back with book 1 was your Gaer voice, because you did a scene with Gaer and Zaria, and you had one of the most natural sounding teenage boy voices, and I was like, and you had a great Zaria. I loved her. And so
Thank you.
Thank you. No, you have no idea. Thank you, hearts. All of them, hearts. And so, yeah, you have a really good range with your male voices, and I'm always excited to see what you do with them next. I also love your really, really crazy grandmothers. I love those.
Oh, I love doing the grandmothers. The grandmother voices are the greatest.
Let's see. Just making sure I don't miss any questions. I have a question from my mom. She says, when you record, are you ever able to read a long excerpt without having to stop?
Maybe once. Once in my life. Usually those really long, like paragraph long sentences, which Keira is not so bad about, but in some books I just feel like I'm drowning or dying of oxygen starvation before I get to the end of it. I've had some voice coaching lessons that have helped me with that, but there's some instances where it still feels like I'm practicing it over and over and over just to find the right spots where I'm allowed to breathe, and because you don't want to pause in the wrong place. I guess that's one of my weaker areas.
That just sounds like us authors have to be better about inserting some commas.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the hardest part of reading the books? I'm assuming the books refers to the Zaria Fierce books, and if not, I'm making it about the Zaria Fierce books.
The hardest part. Let's see. I feel like I had the answer to that one a minute ago, but it slipped out of my mind.
Well, we can always circle back if that helps.
Let me think. Oh, one thing is I'm gonna have to look up a few characters because I have forgotten a few voices, and so I know that is coming. I'm gonna have some voices that I've got to re-listen to. That's not so bad. Keira has tried really hard to make me organized, which is like almost an impossible task, and she's written up all these charts with different names of people, and that really helps. So
yeah, I have an extensive description list that I keep updating and changing its format for. It used to be a giant Word document, and then it was really difficult to search, so I turned it into a Excel spreadsheet. So I have a really detailed list like this that is specific for every type of description I have ever given, from the sound of their voice to how their nose is shaped, to what size their feet are, if I mention it. Like, if it's there, I put it on this chart. And even if I have to make a column just for this one item, and nobody else has anything in that item for that column, or has nothing else in that column, I do it. Because, like, I get bad sometimes where I have to go back and I have to be like, how did I describe the person before? I can't remember. That was like 3 books ago. And I know the thing that always strikes a reader, because I'm a very big one, is when something is off and you know it instantly, even if you can't put your finger on it right away, and it's generally because something is described differently than how it was before. You're like, ooh, they said the eyes were blue, but they're not blue. What color were they? And then you go back and you're like, yeah, over here they were silver. Why are they blue now? And so yeah, no, I have one like that, which I give to Owen, so that helps him hopefully with his illustrations. And then I have another one that's broken down by how each character's voice is supposed to be pronounced. And like Michele and I go through every single character, especially all the new ones, and we make sure we agree on how they're pronounced. And then I keep a record of them. And if like we have a link to an agreed way that it's been broadcasted, like if it's been pronounced on like a YouTube video or on like a little like sound bite, we like, well, I'm trying to. I'm not very good at it yet, but I tried to save that soundbite so it's easy if the phonetic spelling of like breaking down the pronunciation is just weird, you know. So let's see. We're having lots and lots of comments. I love all the comments. I'm making sure I don't miss any. I'm scrolling back down. Sucking air for Arya's voice is very cool. I missed what Davida said made sense, but I'm assuming it has to do with how you make your voices. That sounds right. We have some comments about what's difficult for narrating, which was punctuation. Who needs punctuation? And then my mom says, she's like, yeah, that makes it difficult. You would have to record again and again for stuff like that. And we have a lot of other. Oh, we have all these fabulous people are liking and commenting and hearting. I love it. Keep sending us more of those. Those make me happy. You have no idea, guys, how thrilled I am that this is actually working this time around. Because when Michele and I were doing this last time, we saw a couple hearts and a couple likes. So we thought people were seeing it, but people were just quiet, you know, or something. So we were like playing and we did the book bingo. And I think I went through every single bingo card and every single possible person. I'm like, did somebody just get a blackout and was waiting to tell me? And it was because I couldn't figure out how to make the post live. I was like, we're a live video, but Facebook didn't post it live. That was crazy to me. So that's like the very first.
This makes sense.
I know, it didn't. Which is why it was the very first thing that I did. And I was like telling Tommy, I was like, don't worry about it. If I'm like lost in my own little world, I'm clicking on things and not talking to you because I'm just making sure it's live this time. So, you know. And
I have a question.
Oh, okay, great.
For you.
Ooh.
Okay, so you've had 3 Zaria books and you've had 2 Aleks books now. Do your audience, your readers know what your plans are for this, or any hints for the future, what the future holds?
Okay, so I don't know how wide the knowledge is. I do know that if you see me in person, I talk a lot about my books, so you probably got some sort of spoilers of some type along the way. My plan is for Aleks to have his own trilogy, so there will be a book 6 for Aleks, and we will be doing the final shebang. All of the stuff that's been leading up through 4 and 5 is really going to come to its focus in book 6, and then I leave the door open for the next trilogy. So this series is meant to be a trilogy of trilogies, if that makes sense. And so Christopher Johansson, he is going to get his own trilogy. And I feel it's a perfect way to, thank you, that is a perfect way to round out the series, because in one respect, he's present, but he's missing in book 1. And that really starts the whole adventure for Zaria and the whole gang. And so it's really important to me that he gets his chance and his moment to really, really shine. And it does a lot to round out the series as a whole. Like, Zaria is a character who finds magic and loves it, and Aleks is a character who has magic and hates it, and then Christopher is a character who has no magic and loves it, but wishes, that he could have it. And and I love exploring all these different type of aspects for the kids and for the group and for their friendships and how they all interact, because part of Christopher's story is going to be, is the grass really greener on the other side? And we have started our journey together. I'm not very far into it. I'm working on book 7, which means, for all of those listening, that book 6, yes, is completed and is in the hands of my beta reading team, who are going through it right now as we speak, even tonight, to tell me all of the things that are really good and really terrible about it, so that way I can fix them before they start going to all of my editors, who start proofing them for the line copy and the words, and making sure that my punctuation is correct, that there's enough breathable commas in there for my lovely narrator, so that Michele can breathe when she reads my books. Okay. Don't want to go because we have another question coming in. Welcome, Charlotte. Welcome, Lynn. Hi, thank you for being here. So a question for you, Michele, is, of course, Keira's books are all our favorites, but outside of specific authors, do you have a favorite genre to narrate?
Fantasy, definitely fantasy. And I have one book that's a sci-fi fantasy. No, actually more than one. Yeah, I have a few that are sci-fi fantasy, and those are fun too. I really enjoy sci-fi and fantasy as well, so I like all of them.
And just to sort of semi-plug in here, because you love sci-fi, I haven't really gotten very far into it, but Lemon Peel and the Adventures of Lemon Peel and Ant will be the follow-up series when Zaria Fierce is over. Not that when I say follow-up that it actually follows in the same world. It will be its own world, and it is a sci-fi based story. So that will be fun. I'll talk more about that one when it gets a little bit closer to that time. Yes, the video will be posted to YouTube when it is done here. That may take some time because it's going to be a long video of about an hour or so. Oh my goodness, look at the time. Hi guys, thanks for staying longer than the hour that I thought this was going to be. I love you guys for all being here. Mwah. Hopefully that wasn't too loud because I actually hit the mic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the video is going to be, when we're done here, it will finalize and it will post to Facebook first, because Facebook has the copy of everything right now, and then I will take it from my computer recorded copy and I'll post the computer recorded copy to YouTube, and I'll make sure that everybody knows how to get to it. And I'll post it also on my website so that way everybody can see. I just wanted to say once again, thank you everybody for being here tonight, for hanging out with us, for doing part of this party with me. I don't know how long you all have been here, if you've been here the whole time or if you just dropped in for a couple of minutes, but I wanted to say thank you, and that you guys made this night a wonderful night and a truly fantastic experience. I loved hanging out with you and playing book bingo, and I really hope that when you get a chance to read Aleks Mickelsen and The Call of the White Raven, you fall in love with the book as much as I did while I was writing it. And I just wanted to say thank you all once again, and I wanted to thank Michele for being here and for doing her narration, and I wanted to thank Tommy, who's not in the room, but he was part of tonight and a very big part. He helped me host, and that was a really big deal. And I wanted to say thank you for Lizzie and Nate for being super awesome and helping with the prep, and for coming in and just being part of tonight's adventure too. Those are Michelle's other kids, in case anybody wasn't aware of that. And so I'm just so grateful and so excited. And I could keep going on, but I should probably stop because I'm a little hyper. I mean, it's like midnight.
Yeah.
It's almost 12:30. I could still stay up for another hour.
Lizzie will be so excited that you mentioned her, though, because she had to go to bed and she was sad.
Yeah.
I made her go to bed.
Aw. Well, like, if everybody wants to go back and watch the video of the book trailer, Lizzie was the one who dressed up as Master Brown. She's the character all in blue. Like, she just rocked that outfit. And
The little blue guy.
yeah. Aw, thank you, Gus. I appreciate it. I am so glad that everyone stayed up tonight with me and had a blast with me. And when I get my own copy of the book tomorrow, I will do a live unpackaging of it so we can all see the gorgeous cover and just ooh and ah and be super excited, because it will be hitting stores tomorrow in ebook format, and shortly thereafter, hopefully by the end of next week, it will be in stores on Amazon for paperback. You can always go to createspace.com, which is an Amazon affiliate website, and buy it sooner when it comes out tomorrow. But if you don't mind the wait, you can just buy it through Amazon. It will be there in like a day or two after it gets to Create Space. So yeah, we're gonna have a great time, everybody. And I'm going to get back together with everyone who won part of the bingo. Davita, I believe, I don't think I misremembered. Davita, you're the one that won it, so I'll make sure that you get the book, and everybody else, I'll get together with you to make sure that you get the color of the Seriously Fierce necklace that you would like as being awesome and winning and calling out bingo tonight. All right, I love you all. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody. You are my fiercelings.
Bye.
Bye.
I thought we were done with dragons. I thought the adventures were over. It never occurred to me that dragons and sisters would be so inconsiderate with their timing. So here we are again, chasing down dragons and saving the world. This is Princess Zaria. She's a bookworm and a sorceress. It was her magic that obliterated the original dragon 2 years ago. This is my friend Philippe. He has a serious crush on our friend Zaria. If only he would tell her. Next is Henrik, the Stag Lord of the Elefolken. He's our newest addition to the group. Philippe sees him as something of a rival, but I'm unconvinced. Only time will tell. That's Gaer, my best friend. We're thick as thieves. Minus actual burglary. Over there is Christopher. He's the heart of the group, always injecting humor into everything. Nothing drags him down, not even captured by trolls. Then there's Nori, my awful, annoying sister. She started this mess, in more ways than one, but I suppose complaining is useless. And me. Hi, I'm Aleks Mickelsen, and I don't approve of this adventure. Sure, we took care of Cole, but why is Fritjof our problem? I just want to be normal. Is that really too much to ask? Yes, apparently it is. So here we are, off to fight another dragon. This time in the heart of Niflheim. No pressure. It's not like all the Fae down there want to kill me. Oh wait, they do. Great. Well, as long as the Witch of the Woods' prediction remains unfounded, there's still a chance of normal for me at the end of all this. It's not like I want to be king of the fairies. So I like my odds. But like I said, dragons and sisters have incredibly inconsiderate timing.